Hi and welcome back once again to I Like Watches Too, and welcome to another unboxing and first impressions video. If you are on Instagram, and I suspect most of you are, and if you follow Revelot, and I suspect many of you do, you will have seen some pictures recently of their upcoming version 3 Hex Mariner, and I have a couple to, well, review. I will be producing a proper in-depth full review of these watches for my main channel, I Like Watches. But yeah, in today's video I just thought I'd share one of these watches with you. I've no idea what's inside of these boxes, so this is going to be a nice surprise for me as well. That should just lift off, shouldn't it? Oh god, blimey, getting weak in my old age. Right, let's have a look inside of here and see which Hex Mariner version 3 I've been sent. Now I'm looking through the camera. It's not easy to tell whether or not this is the 39 or 42mm version, because it looks like they're offering all of their new Hex Mariner version 3s already in a 39mm case, a 42mm case. They're also offering the option to change the finishing to a sort of dual finish where you've got you've got gold and steel. Bracelet and case sort of accents, and then you've also got the choice of a number of different dials. Let's have a little look. That looks to be too small for a 42, so I suspect that is a 39mm Hex Mariner version 3. Oh man, I've said many times, this is probably the best Submariner inspired watch, and every time I say that, there's people out there saying, no, it's not, it's nothing like the Submariner. I know that, but, well, it says it on their website. Kevin, the founder and owner and designer, was inspired by the Submariner when making this watch. Yes, it doesn't look very similar, does it? But it doesn't mean he wasn't inspired by it. Anyway, let's get the plastic off and have a slightly closer look. Right, there we go. Yeah, all the plastic's been removed. I've put some power into the NH35. That is the NH35 inside of there. And move the hands out of the way so that we can see all the interesting bits on the dial. Now, Kevin has sent me a couple of prototypes. The full production watches are being made. I generally don't like to review prototypes because there's usually things that are going to change and the build quality isn't always representative of the full production watches. But the prototypes that Kevin has made are always there or thereabouts. Yeah, the bezel action on this isn't the greatest. I do expect the bezel action on the full production watches to be better. It's fine. The resistance is decent. It's even all the way around. It's just not got the most crisp clicks. But overall, the build quality of this prototype does look pretty decent. It's got an on-the-fly adjustment system look. It's a little bit different to what I've seen before. It's got this... Oops, sorry, I've just knocked the mic. You just push it in, and then when you want to extend it, you press that little button there. Look. But yeah, the clasp isn't too big. That seems to work nice enough. Yeah, it's not a very thick clasp considering there's an on-the-fly adjustment system in there, so I like that. This has an Amazonite dial, this particular version, and yeah, it's got an interesting colour to it. It's a sort of flecked dial. Of course, I'll show you some macro shots in the full review. We've got some polished links on the bracelet. One thing I like about this brand is when they do produce new versions, they do mix it up a little bit. They don't just change the dials and then call it a day. I don't recall the previous version having an on-the-fly adjustment system. I don't recall it having this bracelet. I'm going to have to look back at my review of the version 2 to see what's changed. Of course, a lot of things haven't changed. You've still got the same shaped applied indices and hands, and that is one of the things that makes this particular, I was going to say Submariner homage. It's not really, it's just a dive watch that's been initially inspired by the Submariner, but it's what makes this watch so popular, the fact that, well, it's just so angular. There's not really any rounded corners, or I was going to say circles. There's lots of circles, you know, the bezel's round and the dial's round, but you know what I mean. Everything else is sort of angled and angular and very hexagonal. Now, these watches are already being made. They are available to pre-order right now. I'll put a link to the Revelot website in my video description. It's not an affiliate link. It's just going to take you over to the website. You can pre-order these watches for a fairly heavily discounted price, the sort of price that, well, you'd expect to see for this sort of watch on AliExpress. And yeah, Revelot watches always sell very, very well. I suspect these will be just as popular as the previous versions. So if you want one, I wouldn't hang around. They're not going to be made in unlimited numbers. Yeah, they will sell out. The popular ones in particular will sell out pretty quick, right, guys? Yeah, thank you for watching as always, and make sure you go over to I Like Watches and subscribe so that you catch my full review.